Goku's and DBZ. I want to say welcome back for a new Rate the Track, looking at the music soundtracks OSTs of all the Tekken games. This time, we are looking at my personal favorite Tekken soundtrack of all time, as this is the only game I've actually gone out of my way to get a physical version of the actual soundtrack. So with that said, you already know basically my opinion on the Tekken games overall soundtrack placement for me. Tekken 2 is my fifth favorite soundtrack, Tekken 3 is my fourth favorite, Tekken 4 is my third favorite, Tekken 5 is my second favorite, and Tekken Tag remains my number one favorite of all time. So with that said, let's get started with the arcade version of the music, which sadly this time I think the home console versions were actually better overwhelmingly. Let's listen to the original character select theme though for Tekken Tag arcade version, which is still perfect regardless, still sounds the same great. I give this a 10 out of 10 perfect score. It remains, in my opinion, the best Tekken character select theme of all time, and in the top 5 greatest character select themes of all time in any fighting game, pure and simple. It is that good. That's a reason I've chosen this in the jukebox custom settings. This is my character select theme in Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. That's how much I love this. But yeah, like I said, 10 out of 10. Next. Now this version of Jin sadly is not the greatest. I give this version of Jin's theme maybe a 6 to a 6.5 out of 10. Here we go. Paul Phoenix's theme, which is great theme. Honestly, I have to give this theme an 8.5 out of 10. It is that good in my opinion. Next. This is not the best version of King's theme, unfortunately the console is better. This version's not bad, but I give it like a 7 out of 10. Next up, Xiaoyu. I give this version of her theme, unfortunately, only about a 6 out of 10. This one I give maybe a 6.5. Not the best version of the theme, unfortunately. So far, the only really legitimately good one is Paul's on the arcade version. But I give this version about a 6.5. Nina's, this version anyways, gets a 6 to a 6.5. This I give like a flat 6. This version of Yoshi's is not great. It's like a 5. Eddie's is at least a little better. I give a 6. Lay's or Lee's. I have to give this only about a 5.5. Not great either. This version of Ogre's theme gets a 6. Hayaji's in this, and also maybe about a 6. This version of Unknowns gets a 6.5. Now this is actually surprisingly pretty good, the Staff Roll arcade version. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. No real opinion. Same for this. And the console version, again, still a 10 out of 10, perfect score. But here we go. This version of Jin's theme, I'll give this like a 7 out of 10. It is definitely better remixed version. Maybe actually a 7.5 out of 10. As you listen to it longer, it gets better. Paul's still remains great. I still have to give Paul's about like a Actually, yeah, I give this probably, actually, yeah, around an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely deserves it. This version of King's theme, however, the build-up and the payoff, for me personally, this theme gets a 10 out of 10 perfect score for me personally. Like I said, I'm biased as all heck, and to me, to this day, this remains the best King theme of all time. My second favorite King theme remains the remix version of King's theme in Tekken 2. Only Tag surpasses it, the console version. But yeah, this gets a 10 out of 10. This main course, listen to this. See why I love it so much? Or hear why I love it so much anyways. So with that said, next up, here we go. This version of Xiaoyu is way better. Personally, I give this version of Xiaoyu's theme an 8 out of 10. It is very strong. I think it remains my favorite of her themes. Just has a great sound to it and style. But yeah, I think 8 out of 10 is a perfect for it. Here we go, the Schoolyard. Another superior remix in my opinion. I also probably give this one also an 8 out of 10, though I kind of lean towards wanting to give it between an 8 to an 8.5. Another superb, great track. Law's theme, this version, I give a 7.5 out of 10. It's another solid, really good one. Nina's theme, however, this one, I have to give it like maybe a 7 out of 10. Still really good. This version of Hurang has good beat, good rhythm. For fighting, I give this somewhere between a 7 to a 7.5. Probably give it a 7 even. But here we go, Yoshi's remix, my word. This is arguably Yoshi's best theme of all time. At least in Tekken. For me, I give this track a 9 out of 10. It just suits the character so well and goes great with the snow stage. And here we go. Eddie's theme, not quite as high for me. Probably about, I'll give this one probably about 6.5 out of 10. This one I love. Personally, I have to give this one probably a 7.5 out of 10. Towards possibly even an 8 out of 10. Yes, correct. 8. Ogre's theme, a far better remix. It's not arcade version of Tekken 3 amazing, which is a 10 out of 10, but still great. I give this, honestly, I give this one probably a 9 out of 10. It's another great track. Hey, Haji's theme, I'll give this maybe a 7.5. It's good. It's one of his better ones, but it's not as good as, well, as good as Tekken 3 or Tekken 4. And here we go, Unknowns. So creepy and eerie and perfect for the boss character. For me, it's not quite a perfect, but for me, I give Unknown's theme a 9.5 out of 10, just shy of a perfect. But yeah, overall, like I said, this is easily my favorite Tekken soundtrack of all time. And looking overall, yeah, I think it's still unrivaled remains because consistency of the sound quality of all the tracks for me remains very high, specifically the console version though. One of the few times I think where the overall experience on the arcade version isn't nearly as good. But with that said, stay tuned in the future for Tekken 4 and Tekken 5 onward. With that said, stay safe and see y'all next time.